My name is Charlie Thorburn from Mordor Gundogs. Helping me today is Ash and, some of our dogs, more maybe hindrance than a help. We're going to give you a little demonstration / introduction into Gundog training. Okay, so we breed and train Labradors, Springer Spaniels and Cocker Spaniels, this being a working Cocker Spaniel in my arms. And here we have two of the newest recruits, two little 10-week-old Labradors. So where do we start? Well, where we start is right here. Two little puppies who've never been away from our farm, right, with going to the vet the other day, just getting them out in public, getting them to follow us around, and they're a bit like, what on earth is going on? Lots of praise, lots of encouragement. Papas, oh dear. Now, we don't know when we first bring puppies to a demo how it's going to go. We took two slightly older ones from a different litter the other day, and they were absolutely spot on. They never put a foot wrong. These two are obviously a little bit shyer, so we're just going to give them a minute or two. And if they don't work out, I'm going to give Ash this crazy little cocker because he'll keep them busy. There we go. So what's the trick with puppies? The trick with puppies is keep them engaged with you. Oh dear, little rabbit in the headlights. You've got to keep them engaged. Keep you as the center of their world, okay? If you try and train somebody to do something when there's a whole load of stuff going on around them and they're looking here and they're looking there and they're trying to watch for traffic and they're trying to watch for people, it's going to be pretty hard for them. If you try and do things training in a home, quiet environment, it's much easier. So we're big advocates of doing your training at home. Doing your training, just do a swap. I can't take them, you just put them away. Do your training at home, do your training in the garden, do your training in a known environment to the dog. Keep it simple, keep it personal, keep it where you're totally, as best you possibly can, in control. So we've taken the decision very quickly that those two little Labradors aren't that happy. We don't want to put them in a situation they don't want to be in. This little girl is always very happy. She's much more like to head off out the ring and come and see all of you guys, so we're going to just use her instead. So one of the keys with a young dog is keep them engaged, keep them entertained, and keep them focused on you. So lots of running away from them, lots of engaging with them, lots of playing with them. Okay, it's all about trying to train this dog from day one that you are the center of their world, okay? You are the be-all or end-all. She is mine, so she's doing it. I've obviously done a good job of that. And we do that by making any noises we can. You can't hear Ash very well, but he's on the ground going, pop, 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 pop. Clapping his hand, anything he can do to keep her entertained, okay? Anything he can do. But because she's mine, even from this young age, she's figured out the deal. It's just quite funny. So we're going to get more Molly. So this is really not going to plan at all, but it's quite interesting because Wizzy here has been on a couple of YouTube videos with me. I'm the one who spent all the time with her, and she clearly knows that already. And she's like, nah, Ash, I'm not interested in you. He's the guy. He's the one I'd want to be with. This is Molly. Now, Molly is a month, 5 weeks older than this little Cocker Spaniel here. Molly is obviously a Springer Spaniel, liver and white English Springer Spaniel. What is the difference between a Spaniel and a Labrador? A Spaniel is essentially a hunt, flush, retrieve dog, in that order. Hunting being the first thing, flushing being a benefit of hunting, and retrieving being the final order of the day. So you can see the difference between, in a month and a half's worth of just playing with her. Molly's had 8 training sessions. Wizzy here's had 4, so we really haven't done a lot with them. The rest of the time, they are in a puppy pen, which is about 1/3 of the size of this arena, with some similar age dogs, with just playing, having fun, going to sleep, waking up, attacking each other, playing again. They're not doing a lot. What we're doing is we're enticing Molly to engage with the ball, engage with us. So us and the ball are part of the same. So she's watching the ball, but in turn, she's watching Ash as well. Quick retrieve. As soon as she picks it up, he runs away from her. Now, Molly, just run away faster. So this is a common thing. How do I get my dog to bring the ball back? You run away and you make yourself as interesting and fun and exciting as you possibly can. If you stand there chatting on your mobile phone with a young puppy going, come here, come on, Oh God, this dog doesn't behave. Come on, come over here. The dog's not going to behave. You've got to be energetic, you've got to be dynamic, you've got to be interesting. We all remember teachers at school that were slightly crazy, like the one that blew up the science lab by setting things alight. You know, that kind of, oh, Mr. So-and-so, he was mad, he used to do this. He once burnt off his eyebrows. And we also all remember that probably like history or Latin teacher who was like in 1762, and you're all asleep at the back of the class and none of you remember a bloody word they said because they were boring, okay? They were boring and you weren't going to learn off them. If you're boring when you're training your dog is not going to be interested in you. That's why your dog runs across the park to see another dog or runs across the park to see another person because they're hoping that they're going to get that fulfillment out of somebody else because they're not going to get it out of you. You think walking your dog is this great, oh, I take my dog for lovely walks, but what do? Do you engage with your dog on a walk or do you just let it run around until it finds something naughty to do? Because that's essentially what the dog wants to do. It wants to do something. If you don't channel its energy in the right way, it finds something to do, and that will inevitably be chasing a rabbit, chasing a hare, chasing another dog, or chasing a person. So you've got to be fun, you've got to be interesting. So we've put Molly away, we've moved on another few months. This is Lungo. Lungo is a little black Labrador, about 6.5 months old. Very different personality to the Springish, quite shy, quite soft and gentle. So lots of encouragement from Ash just to kind of get her to come with him. He's still using his energy to get her to come. So he's like, come on, let's go, let's go. She's running around, he's trotting, he's making her heel, he's making her sit. He's not giving her too much time to think and look at all of you guys watching from around the edge of the ring. Once a dog walks, step back. Why does a dog pull on the lead? The reason a dog pulls on the lead, because you go out your house every day, you go right, you go to the same park, you do the same thing, and the dog's like, oh, let's get to the park. Because if I get to the park, I'm probably going to find like something interesting, because this is all pretty boring. We've got to turn it around. We've got to make it about you. If the dog wants to turn right, you should turn left. If the dog wants to walk quickly, you should walk slowly. If the dog wants to go over there, you go over there. You do the opposite from what the dog wants to do. Remember, you pay the mortgage, you pay the vet's bills, you pay for the dog food, and you probably bought the puppy in the first place. So it's got to give something back to you. Too many people I hear, oh, but it likes doing this. Do you think your children liked being in a cot when they were a baby? Or did they stand at the bars going, basically, let me out, and wailing? And you were like, no, no, mummy and daddy know best. This is where you should be. This is for your safety. Do I have a discussion with my children about what kind of car I'm buying or where I'm going on holiday? No, I don't, because I'm paying for it. When my kids want to pay for my holiday, I'm all over it. I will turn up when they tell me to. I will be at the airport when they tell me to. I'll pack whatever they tell me to. But at the moment, that's still a long, long distant dream. And I see a friend of mine over there and his son, who's a friend of my son's, going, yeah, that's never going to happen. Anyway, they know my children. But the point is we've got to make it about us, okay? The dog's got to follow us. The dog's got to look to us for that command. And alongside that, they work with us and they enjoy their work. Now, she's a Labrador retriever, so she's very natural at just running out and picking things up. And even with a little look either side, she comes straight back to Ash. Oh, look, Daddy, look at me, look what I've done. People often say Labradors are a bit boring. I'm going to get a Spaniel instead because they're a bit more fun. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Spaniels are definitely, they'll keep you on your toes a lot more. But sometimes that boring Land Rover Discovery, or even better, that boring German-made car that just works, is kind of worth it. So there's an old saying, which is most Labradors are born half-trained and most Spaniels die half-trained. And honestly, that's just the good Spaniels, okay? The good ones die half-trained. Most Spaniels die like negative training. They get worse and worse. So little Lungo here, you can see she's just totally focused on her job. She's focused on Ash. There's an odd glimpse of the odd glimpse of looking to the side, looking for you guys. But dogs, especially working dogs, have unbelievable focus and obviously more sort of targeted to you, this audience, and a farming type show. Sheepdogs are the ultimate in focus. And if you see a sheepdog that isn't a sheepdog, they're quite neurotic. They're quite kind of, throw me the ball, throw me the ball, throw me the ball, throw me the ball. They need something to do, okay? They need to work, and they are absolutely at their happiest when they're working, as are these guys. So we're going to just get a different dog out now. I'm going to put this little one away. Next we've got Otto. Something a little bit different here. Thank you. Otto is, and there's a few reasons I brought Otto. One is obviously he's just something different. Golden Retriever, a working Golden Retriever rather than a show one. And also totally the opposite personality to that little black Labrador who just came out. He's like, I'll take it all on. What's going on? I'll do it twice. He doesn't need me here at all. He'd be quite happy doing all of this on his own. So when we come out with him, it's much more about putting the brakes on than putting the encouragement on. Otto, heel. Nothing happens without them asking permission. A dog or a person that's looking at you is one that's asking your permission. If he's sitting, staring, looking at a burger van, that's where he's planning on going. If he's sitting, staring, looking at me, sit, then he's engaged with me. So to encourage that before he does anything, I just say his name, Otto, heel. So his reward for looking at me is he gets to walk off. He gets to do something different. Otto, sit. While I walk away and I do a sit and a stay, I never turn my back on a young dog, and I never ever turn my back on a Cocker Spaniel, ever, until they're in their grave. And I love them dearly, and I have lots of them, but I'm just being honest with you. So when he's sitting and staying, he knows nothing's going to happen till I go back to him. I always, always, always go back to a young dog who's sitting and staying. And the reason, sit. The reason for that is I want him to sit there and go, nothing happens till Dad comes back, so I'm going to relax. Rather than, if you call your dog endlessly off a sit and stay, they're not sitting and staying, and they're not getting rewarded for sitting and staying. They're getting rewarded for coming to you, and they're like Usain Bolt on that starter block. They're waiting to go, oh, did he call me? Oh, I'll just go anyway. What I want is a dog who's like, oh, he's told me to sit. I'll just sit there. And if you look at this guy here, and he's just pretty chilled, he's pretty relaxed, you know, he'll sit there all day, and then as soon as I go back to him, he's like, right, we're at work. Go on, Otto. Go on. And you see the change in personality from a calm, steady dog to a keen, right, what we doing kind of dog. Otto. Go on, go on. Sit. Go on. So he learns every time he stops, or most times he stops, I throw a retrieve, that's his reward. He sees the retrieve, he doesn't get every single one. If he sits and he's calm and he's good, he gets rewarded for the with the retrieve. If he's naughty and I have to stop him, he doesn't get the retrieve. Otto, out. So it's about working together with them. Sit, hey, sit. And you can see he loves it. Sit. His problem is not the go button, it's the stop button. That's why we've worked quite hard with him with a young dog. Sit. Because he's only a year. Go on, off you go. To get him to stop every time. Go on, go on, get on, get on, go on. To get him to stop every time I say stop. Stop, stop, stop. I'm calm because whereas the little one we had out, oh, I'm not sure. So with her, it's much more, go on, you're fine, go on, you're fine, let's go, because we know stop's really easy to do. Good boy. Now, talking of keen and enthusiastic, we're going to go on to another Springer. Springer Spaniels generally don't have the problem with stopping either. They have a problem with, they do have a problem with stopping. They have a problem with steadiness. They just want to go all the time. So when we're training a Springer or a Cocker, the first thing we do when they're older and we're really getting into their serious training is lots of what we call steadiness. Making them sit there, throwing a load of things around them, and them having to just do their yoga breath. Calm. If you want a dog to be energetic and excitable, speak to them in an energetic, excitable way. So if we want a dog to go and get a retrieve, go, 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 quick, quick, quick. If we want a dog to be calm and to sit and to heel, we talk in a calm voice. So think about that. Your energy goes straight down the lead or straight to the dog. Okay, so we're always thinking about how we're communicating with the dog. The more energy we put in, the more energy we get out from them. Now, Isla's a hunt flush retrieve dog, so this is her hunting around the arena. She knows this is a grass field. She's not a wally, she's an experienced gun dog, but she's just such a good, keen little dog, she's doing it anyway. She's been asked to stop, so she stops. Ash is going to hunt her on again, and in a second, I'm going to throw a retrieve in front of her. So she's hunting along. She turns. Rabbit gets shot. She didn't see it. She looked to me. So actually it's harder because she's thinking she's going to be sent my way, and she's going to have to listen to Ash and go the other way. She's not going in the right direction, so he's stopping her. Tells her where it is. Now, we're very, very micromanaging her. In a working environment, we would let her work that out. But you've got to try and imagine this is all on a bigger scale. That rabbit might be 50 meters away. Everything's just bigger. But it's about having that control. If we haven't got that control in a training environment, everything's going to reduce. It's like when you're learning to drive and you're driving around the Tesco car park or the industrial estate on a Sunday. It's all really easy, isn't it? And then then you get out on the road and some crazy guy comes past you at 95 and cuts you up. It adds in more complications. So you need to think about where you're learning to train your dog. When you're training your dog is like where you're learning to drive. Keep it simple, knowing that it's going to get harder. So if you're really, really good in training, you're going to pass your test and you'll be a good driver. If you're a bit iffy in the supermarket car park, you're a long way away from taking your test. And the way we look at dogs is very similar. So when we're doing our older team, we normally have a bit of variety. We've normally got at least 1 or 2 springers in there. They're off at a competition today, so they up near Glen Shee, I think. So we're just down to the Labradors. So we've got some black Labradors. There's 3 generations of black Labradors there: granny, daughter, 2 daughters, and a granddaughter. And then we've got 3 red Labradors as well, all of which have just quite recently. So the red ones have all quite recently had puppies, and the black ones, a couple of them hoping to have puppies this summer. So these are very much our kind of mums, but they're also our working dogs, okay? So all of our dogs, before we would ever think about kind of breeding from them, have got to show their ability as a gun dog, as a family dog, good with the kids, good with life, just good personalities in general, but also super keen at their job. Now, it's quite hard for some of these dogs because some of these dogs are mine, some of them Ash has trained, but actually most of these guys are very much my dogs. So they've got to work. This is the first demo Chili's done since she's had her puppy, so she's pretty keen. These guys have got to realize they're working for Ash today and not working for me. If I walk over there and I say H-E-E-L, they will come to me pretty willingly as well, and then they'll go back to Ash. It's a very hard thing for a dog to do. So when you're training your own dogs at home, and you're with your husband or your kids or whatever, make sure that one of you at a time is doing the training. Don't go, oh, we're going to go out for a family training session, because it doesn't work, okay? One dog person's saying one thing, another person's calling another dog over here, and it's all a bit chaotic. When a dog's with you, it needs to be with you. It's not allowed to be with anybody else, and the dogs have got to understand that. Otherwise, you're never going to have a dog of any reliability, because they'll just see someone, oh, but I know them, I'm allowed to run off and see them. Chino spends most of her time on the sofa in my kitchen. She was the demo dog when we first, about 9 years ago, when we were doing a demonstration in this arena, she was the puppy and has done them ever since. And she's definitely checked out on demonstrations. She's absolutely done with them. She's only interested in the real thing these days and getting cuddles and eating people's burgers, which is why she's got a big fat ass. I hope you've all enjoyed our little demonstration. You can see that the dogs they say a trained dog is a happy dog, and a happy dog is a trained dog, and I do feel that we proved that quite nicely. So thank you all very much for your time and for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day at the show.